Are you tired of being overcharged and forced into paying a monthly subscription for your Mac and Windows software? Well, if you are, currently we're having a 50% off discount on all the latest Mac and Windows software, such as AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Photoshop, Microsoft Office, and much more. Our 50% off discount will be ending soon, so be sure to text us, ready to buy, to 323-405-1341. That's 323-405-1341. We aim to please, so expect 24/7 technical support, the latest premium software, instant software links delivered to your email, and PayPal buyer's protection guarantee.
How did you end up basically turning things around? You were in jail, you fell back from Cat and all of them.
Well, I don't mean to cut you off. That time, from that big, because me and Cat were co-defendants, we both got arrested in the grocery store. We were partners in the grocery store. When I did that bid, because we went to trial, I beat the big charges. I got convicted of the guns and some weed, so I had 3.5 to 7. I did go and testify in his behalf because our case got split up. He still blew. I guess I wasn't too good of a witness because, they can't charge me again because that's double jeopardy. So, of course, when I came in, you have to remember it's like I beat that. So, when you beat a case in trial, you get that feeling of invincibility. So now when I come home, I want to be I'm going to be a better and stronger criminal. I'm not going to work under no one. I'm going to do my own shit, which is what I did. And I came back to the projects. But I was working like on 107 and 160, and I did these things called these 2-for-1s with red valves. And people was coming all over because if you're selling 2-for-1s, all the other smaller hustlers, they can buy and double up their money. So people's buying packs. Right. I'm having movie lines. You know what I'm saying? But that's the way the situation was. Feds started picking up some of.
And I used to see these movie lines when I was young, and it used to be like, God damn, like that's a line for crack. Yeah. Like holy shit. Like it used to be crazy. I used to see that shit in Harlem. I seen it in Queens before. I seen that shit many places. They had the movie line shit. What you talking about?
Yeah,
retarded.
Yeah. So they started to take the workers down to Brooklyn, and I live in Queens. I had a mentor at the time, Chaz Williams. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him.
Black Hand, right?
Yes, Black Hand. And he explained to me like, hey, listen, they are taking your workers to Brooklyn instead of to Queens, and we're in Queens, which means that's federal, like they're on you. So you need to shut that joint down, which I did. Parole started getting on me around the same time. They wanted to put me on intense supervision, and I decided to I'm gonna go on the run. And I started hustling in Baltimore, then Virginia, then South Carolina, North Carolina, Alabama, Atlanta for the next 8 years. Before I got tired of being on the run, when I was on the run for parole, the feds started like closing in, but I didn't know what it was for. I thought it was for a drug case that I might have caught along the way. Unbeknownst to me, some people had robbed a bank, and a person close to me had put me within his situation, I guess to save his ass, because he basically said, I can help you get some fugitives, put me into the robbery. When I ended up turning myself in, that's when I found out I had a bank robbery.
That you didn't know nothing about.
I knew nothing about. He he took me out of it. He put me in it. And I mean, basically, he just said, "Listen, these guys used to be with Fat Cat. It was about this. It was about some money. Put me in it. I got 5 years out of it, and the only reason that I got that little time was they started putting together that he was lying because I had no DNA in the truck. Um, it was just different things that didn't add up. But the fact that of the people that I used to run with, they wanted me to do some time. So it was like I could go to trial and take my chances. And my lawyer explained to me, he said, listen, you're not guilty, but you're not innocent. And like, let me speak to my kids, which I did. And my kids was like, you should take the time. And I just basically was like, okay, this is for the shit that they didn't never catch me on.
Right.
I'm gonna have to pay for it, and that's what I did. That's how I was able to accept doing the time instead of whining like I got it for nothing.
Right. I didn't do this shit. I didn't do the bank number.
Like,
I didn't do that, but I did do some shit.
I did some shit. So like, you know what? Things got a way of coming back around. So I'll take that because it's still a bargain for everything else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then it takes all the other stuff off of me because I'm running, so I'm doing a bunch of different situations. So it's like, you know what? Let me get rid of this because this will take care of known and unknown. So basically,
it helps you karmically too. It helps to clean you karmically.
Yeah, because that's not a good thing. It's like, and that caused problems with me and my seeds because I'm not at graduations, I'm not at proms, I'm not here, I'm not there for the important moments in their life. So when they're watching TV and seeing how fathers are and whatever, it's like, I'm not a good father. And it caused it trauma within them. Like imagine you a kid and they're kicking the doors in. Everybody lay down. That's not a good. That's not a good.
That's scary for the adult. Imagine a child having to go through that. Yeah.
So I came home in like 2006, and some I have had 4 kids. Some I was able to repair. One, we still haven't spoken in 3 years. So the effects of what was happening back then still affect what's happening today. Like if you go somewhere, they'll tell you some of your behavior stems from your childhood. That's what you bring it with you. If you don't peel back them layers on that onion, you may not even know why you act the way you act, but a lot of it comes from our childhood. So I still got some repairing to do with one of my daughters. The other 3, good, got 3 beautiful grandkids, one from each one. And I just try to be there more with them because it's like a second chance to do the right thing. Because I didn't do the right thing the first time because my head wasn't in the game.
Did you have a street name back then?
Spoon.
Okay. Real quick, were you at that famous party that we always see?
Yes, sir. That's when I came home in '84.
So that was a party for Prince or for Preem?
That was a party for Preem and Wall.
How was that night? Like
incredible, memorable. It still stands strong today. What? This is '84, 40 years later.
Right.
It's still the talk, or 39 to be exact, but it's still, September will be 40, but it's still the talk of the culture because it was like hip hop was just starting to come. So you had, not just starting, but it was just, it was coming out with records like Curtis Blow, AJ, Run DMC, Melly Mel. All that was just starting to happen.
I seen a video where LL was in the crowd.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't even big enough yet to get on stage. Yes. But he was there like just doing the knowledge, like happy to be in the party at all type of shit.
Yeah, that was, I think Nas found that footage. That was in the Supreme Team documentary.
Correct. Damn, so you was on the stage and all of that.
Yeah, we was. That's Prince party with the stage.
Okay, right.
I locked
That's
up on
when,
violation then, but like all those parties, that's when everyone had the anchors.
right. The anchors. Remember the anchors back then?
They
Wow.
had the anchors. They had the anchors.
And that's when dudes still was putting on like suits and shit like that, fly collar shirts when they want to
Yeah.
get fly. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It wasn't just like some street shit. Like niggas that actually get fly, like AJ Lester and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Huh?
Oh, I said you said AJ Lester's. I said Layton's.
You know what I mean? That's all that old school fly shit.
Yeah.